Right, my lovelies, we're back for, ooh, what are we on now? Are we on part 4? I think we're on part 4, I'm sure we are. Right, okay, so we are now at the stage where we have got all our carts. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell you the same. I haven't done this before. I actually haven't. This is the first time I've done it, okay? And I haven't done it like this. And the issue is, right, I've tried to make it as easy as possible so that you don't have to, you know, with the, do you remember I showed you 3 different ways to do the rotating tombola, and we used the hexagon to cut through the middle, and then we did it like that. To be honest with you, there is no easy way. Remember, this is not made for this purpose. You're going to get sick of hearing me say that, but it's not. So getting this on is not the easiest, even if the carts weren't on. But I think this is the better way. Now, we are going to have to work quickly. There's one thing that I actually thought of afterwards. Now, you do have to marker, okay? You do have to marker the middle of this, and I hadn't banked on it. So we're now going to have to marker the other one while it's on. There's nothing we can do about that now. But just before you put your spindle on, when we put our spindle on to this part of the cage, call it the back part, let's call that the back part of the cage, we really should have gone in and drawn our template on there so that we had it. So what I'm going to do is, I want to get this, I'm just making sure, right, there we go, I'm just making sure this is absolutely straight. So I'm just going to go in and marker my circle on there. Okay, remember, you're not going to see it anyway. You can draw lightly, but you're not going to see it. But we do need to put that marker in. So just make sure you put the markers in on both sides of them. It was just something I'd thought. Remember, we're putting the circle in the middle. That's our marker for also the handle that's going to make it spin. Right, okay, so back to this. There is no easy way, okay? There is no easy way of doing this. It's going to be a struggle no matter what. Now, you are going to have to work. This is why I say this project is really sort of intermediates to advanced, to really know what they're doing, who've worked with card, who've worked with these products. If you've made lots of these prior, you know, this is why I will always say it is important. Right, I'm just popping that on, okay, now. So we're going to have to work fast. It is important, because we don't have a marker, that all these are going on straight, okay? They have to be straight. If they're wonky, you've had it, and you've done so much work, it would just be a shame. You'd have to, well, you could take it off and take the carts off and redo it again, but we really want to try and get it right, okay? So this is what we're going to do. Glue is wet glue is your friend here. Wet glue is completely your friend. Now, in this case, what we're going to do is, as we put it on, I think you're going to see my head in a couple of these shots. There's not any way of me getting away from this, unfortunately, and I know you can't see what I'm doing, but there is no way. Now, do you remember we had that little triangle I told you to fit on the side to make it straight? We're going to do that, but we're going to have to look underneath it. So I'll tell you what would be good here. I'm not sure if they would fit, but like a cake stand that's going to lift this up. That's really what you need. You really need to get some height to this, to lift this up so that your eye level is here. Do you understand? Your eye level is underneath here, so you can see underneath. And what we're going to do is we're going to work in opposite directions, okay? So we're going to glue that down, then glue that down, glue that down, then glue that down. Do you see what I mean? We're going to work opposites, opposites, opposites. Now, you have got your marker. Oh, she says, I haven't got my marker. That would help, wouldn't it? Silly me. Right, let's put our marker in here. You have got your marker. Yeah, let's just mark on that. So you can roughly see underneath where it is, but again, you're going to be looking from underneath. So what I'm going to advise, and I'm going to work quite quick, but very carefully, okay? We are going to put lots of glue on here. We're going to keep this nice and wet, right? This is going to be nice and wet. We really want a bit of glue because we're going to need a little bit of wiggle room. Bearing in mind that these are going to they should grab quite quickly. So let's go for it. Are you nervous? Because I am so nervous about this. I can't tell you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am so nervous. The pressure is on, right? The pressure is on, right? Lots of glue here, so we're going to have a nice amount of wiggle room in case there's anyone. Do you see what I mean? We've got to get this cage straight. Has to be neat, has to be straight. Right, I know this is going to look like a lot of glue, but it's there for a reason, okay? Do you understand it? It's got to be nice and gluey. Right, okay, so I have got my guide, and what I'm doing, although you cannot see me, I am working underneath, okay? So I am going in and I am trying to have that formation of so that it's exactly the same, okay? The same formation, right? It is tricky. There's no getting away from this. It's tricky, it really is. But I'm working that same formation. I'm coming down, sorry, I'm just, I'm hoping this is going to be okay. Okay, whoops, you see, I'm not going to say this is an easy thing, because believe me, it's really not, right? There's no easy way of doing this. So I'm just concentrating, okay, I'm really concentrating on what I'm doing, because I do not want a wonky hexagon, okay? So this is the only way of doing it, and it's different when you're doing it the opposite way. Let's just pop that down there. We can always, once we've got it stuck down, we can turn the cart over. Do you see what I mean? But once we've got most of them in place, well, this is actually quite good that it's not completely sticking, actually, because it's going to give us a nice bit of time. Okay, a nice bit of time here. We can turn this over once we're doing one opposite. Do you see what I mean? But it is very, very, very important that we're getting these on nice and straight. Did you see what I mean? They've got to be straight. So again, just looking, you've got your guidelines, okay? And remember, very important to go opposite directions. Keep opposite. So once you've done one side, go to its opposite. And then just make sure that these two at the front, these two, don't worry about the back one at the moment, because once we flip this over, we can have a look. But there isn't, you know, it's this nice slow, where are we? We've done that one. Right, so two more. I'm just checking the central point in the middle. Yes, we are. Just a little bit. See, that's why we just need that. Just you see what I mean? That's why we just need that wiggle room. Okay, so we're working, speeding up a little bit more now as we're going. We need that wiggle room. Okay, I'm just checking again underneath there. I need to take the glasses off. Got a little bit. Just needs a little bit more over. Again, I'm just checking I've got that nice and central. I think I have. Just checking this side. working underneath. Yes, we're there. Right, that's just flung off. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that was important. That really was. Sorry, I'm just moving this out because I'm struggling, because this is just a little, it's sitting a little bit too far away from me, okay? I need to just manoeuvre that a bit. So let's just go back in there. There we go. Let's bring that in. I can feel that. And then I'm going to turn it over as soon as that's grabbing. There we go. I can just feel this back one. There we go. Fingers in. So yes. Now the final one here. Again, opposites. Take it slow. You see, I'm taking it really slow. I'm taking this nice and slow. Do not rush this part, because if you get it right the first time, then you're not going to be making any adjustments. And again, you know, you don't want to do all this hard work and then find out, right, let's get my glasses on because I can't see. Right, now, come on, mister. I wonder if this is to do with my, there we go. Let's try that one again. I'm going to flip this over in a minute. I'll tell you why. What do I always say? When you want something to stick and grab, you only need a tiny amount of glue. But in this case, we have to use a lot of glue here, because we need it. You have to have that wiggle room with this, just in case, you know, it's not quite straight. And then you've got time to rectify anything that you think might not be right. Okay, let's just feel. Just want to see if I've got it. I can just turn it over. Right, there we go. Now you see, I can just go in and just check underneath that all these are completely stuck down, and I think they are. I'm just checking. Yes, just checking. That's nicely. Again, one more here, and one more. I think, have we done 6 now? Yes. Right, let's just keep that to one side. So now, don't want that, don't stick, mister. Don't you stick. Right, now, obviously you're going to have a nice bit of swing here. You really are going to have a lovely bit of swing here. What have we got 2 out? I think that's just the way it sits. Let me just have a look and just see if it sits like that. I'm just going to hold it. I'm just holding it up. Oh, yes. Now, let's just see. I'm just checking. You see, this is going to tell me if it's going to stick. Oh, that's brilliant. That is perfect. Couldn't get much more perfect than that. I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Last night, I'm thinking, oh, what if this doesn't work? What if they stick? And I'm just checking because I thought, oh, I won't go any further. And then I thought, oh, how am I going to tell them that this isn't going to work? Yes, that's brilliant. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, it's perfect. I know you can't see it yet, right? But believe me, that is perfect. I know it looks, but that is the way it sits, obviously, because that is the way a hexagon sits. It sits like that way. It's very different. I'm going to bring in the octagon and show you. I will bring in the octagon and show you, but once that is on the wheel, once you've got your wheel down here, because the stand comes straight down, that will flow perfectly. So that is your cage. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited that it's okay. I can't tell you. I was so nervous. I was thinking, oh, I hope your measurements are right, Nick. Right, okay, so I'm going to have to do this now because I didn't do it before, but do you know what? Doesn't make any difference, okay? Doesn't make any difference. So that now, and I can feel it. So it works. So you'll be happy to know using the template works. And I'll say it again, you only have to do that one. So when you go back to part 1 and you see me doing the 2, just do the big one. You don't need to do the 2, okay? You only need 1 template. That cuts down even more work. How good is that? Right, okay. So we've now got our cage. So we just take a gulp of water. That was quite quick, wasn't it? Where are we? Oh, 15 minutes, nice and quick. So now we are going to move on to the final part, which is putting together the stand, right? That it's going to stand on. So that, yes, it works. Look at those. Look at those. Remember what I told you about the swing? Now they're swinging away, and the bottom, nice swings on those, no catching whatsoever like the others. Right, just before I move on, I'm just going to show you something really quickly, okay? I ordered this. Let me just move you out the way, Mr. Hexagon. I ordered this, right? Now, listen to how wonderful this is actually. Let me just move this completely out the way before it will dry nicely over there. I ordered it. Now, do you remember me telling you we needed, isn't this? This is just like, you know, I couldn't have been more happier. But do you remember I said to you we need a 4cm hexagon? And I said I've ordered the flower power. Well, look at that. Huh. It is 3.2, right? Sorry, 3.7. Rectify that, sorry, 3.7 centimetres. Couldn't get much more perfect than that. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to now be able to finish the octagon. But, but what's more exciting is, look at these panels. Anybody see it yet? Anyone there? All my advanced, all my intermediate to advanced, tell me what you see there, because I saw it straight away as soon as I opened it. They're carriages, aren't they? That is a hanging carriage. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, this couldn't have come at a more perfect time. And the thing is, you can, by the looks of it, I haven't worked with this yet, but you can cut in. You can cut into these, so we can actually put these, the beauty of these, we're going to have to make our own panels, but then we would have had to have made our own panels with this anyway. So let me tell you, this is going to come in handy, this kit, for hangers. So if you're really interested in doing octagon and hexagon Ferris wheels, believe me, this is a kit you're going to want, because you've got you've got 3 sizes. I've had a little look, and I think, well, we're definitely going to be able to get the small one on there, no doubt about that. And not only that, we're going to be able to hang it. We're going to be able to cut the tab off. Do you see what I mean? I'm not going to rub it on. I'll talk about this another time when we can now do the octagon, is what I'm saying to you, which is really good. But that is definitely going to fit, because what we'll do is we'll chop that off. We'll chop this off, right? We're going to cut into the side here, and these are going to fit through your handles. You know, we did our handles, our triangle handles. These are going to fit straight through. So you're now going to have a square one, and it's going to swing. How amazing is that? And not only that, you're going to have now all these panels that you can decorate the outsides with, because we can shorten that, seeing as we're going to have to make our panels for the carriages. But how funny is that? We're making these Ferris wheels, and isn't it so strange that I stopped play on the octagon because I didn't have a 5 centimetre, and I ordered this kit. But not only have we got the, you know, it's a little bit, sorry, 4 centimetre, it's a little bit shorter, but that's fine. That's brilliant, actually. The shorter the better, to be honest. But not only that, we've got these that are going to be our little carriages. Do you see what I mean? How amazing is that? It's like it couldn't have come at a better time. Right, I'm going to stop rabbiting, but I will go away and work on these carriages, because I'll make up some panels. They're going to be nice square carriages, and we're going to cut this top bit off. You let me not confuse you. When we when I die cut them, I shouldn't even be talking about this now because this is to do the octagon one, but I just had to come on and tell you how excited I was when I received this today and thought, oh wow, that's going to fit perfectly, and these are going to be brilliant for carriages. They're going to look even more Ferris wheel like. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that's what Ferris wheels have in them, these little mini sort of carts. So anyways, right, I'm going to go back. Let me go away. We're going to come back and we are going to construct. The next part is constructing the stand for our hexagon. Let me bring this back in just to show you. We're now going to do the stand. I can't believe that. What, you know, yes, it works, everyone, and you can decorate all the panels, decorate the bottoms. I've decorated the bottoms on all of these. It weighs them down. So you're going to have to put, if you're going to decorate them like this, and it's a good idea because it keeps them nice and sturdy, decorate the bottoms of them, gives you a nice weight, and it's going to give you a fantastic swing, okay? Right, so we're going to come back in part, what are we now? 5? We're on 4, aren't we? So we'll come back in part 5 and we will do our stand for our hexagon Ferris wheel. I shall see you in part 5.